First of all, I'm hoping this is the speech that plays first. Hi, everyone. To the new members, welcome to Alpha Chi. I can't wait to meet you. I miss you all so much. I'm having a great time here, but I have missed Alpha Chi Omega more than anything on campus or at home in Minnesota. I literally cannot wait to get back to campus and especially to our chapter just in time for recruitment. I've been counting down the days. I think it's a little more than 7 weeks right now until I'm back on campus. So I just wanted to say that I really miss you ladies. I think about our chapter pretty much every day, and I'm so excited to get back for winter quarter. Second of all, my speech. As you know, I'm running for VP Finance, a position that I think is crucial to the smooth functioning and well-being of our chapter. And I'm running because I think that in this position, I could be a real asset to our chapter. I may have a reputation for being obsessed with money due to my involvement with Lend and my job at SOFO. But joking aside, I truly believe that my experience and personal qualities really make me a good fit for this position. At SOFO, I've gotten a lot of experience with organizing, tracking, and carrying out financial transactions, i.e., writing checks and making sure we're staying on top of those checks. I'm also responsible for keeping track of a lot of constantly changing information and answering the questions of attendants, officers, and my supervisors. I help keep SOFO accountable to its customers and make sure that I can always answer questions about policy, organization, checks that haven't been made yet, pretty much anything. What all this boring SOFO talk means is that this kind of communication is something that I've discovered that I'm actually good at and really enjoy doing. As VP Finance, I would make sure to leverage these skills to keep Alpha Chi Omega accountable in terms of finance. That means writing reimbursement checks on time, paying bills on time, and always being available to answer any and all questions that you might have. Second, I have a lot of personal experience with and really understand the importance of careful budgeting. For example, budgeting with my parents for the school year, budgeting for my stipend for my independent study project that I just started. Side note, I budgeted to buy peanut butter, which I ate this morning for the first time in 2.5 months, and it was pretty awesome. Basically, what all of this means is that I know in budgeting, it's really important to make sure you're allocating your funds in the most efficient way possible so you can make the most out of what you have. You also want to make sure you're meeting your priorities and concerns in a way that works for you. For example, with my stipend for this project, one of my priorities was obviously finding a place to live. But another one of those was peanut butter. And with successful budgeting, I was able to make sure that I got both. Basically, what this means for our chapter's budget is that I will be deliberate, considerate, and efficient when figuring out how to allocate our funds. I want to work with the exec board and the chapter to make sure everyone's concerns and priorities are heard and addressed as best they can be. This brings me to one of my ideas for the position of VP Finance. I want to make our chapter's finances more accessible for everyone and want to make sure that everyone has a stake in them. With that in mind, I'd love to explore the possibility of sending out a survey around budgeting time to get an idea of what members' priorities are when it comes to the budget. Some items are obviously not going to be discretionary, but I want to make sure that I'm hearing everyone's voice when it comes to questions of numbers of events, what kinds of events, subsidies, merchandise, and other similar issues. With your input and input from the exec board, I will strive to ensure that we get the most out of our budget and that everyone's voices are heard in its creation. Another one of my ideas for this position also does have to do with making finance more accessible, just not Alpha Chi Omega's finances. When I was a senior in high school, we had a speaker who talked to us about the most important financial issues for people our age. In my senior spring, get me out of here mood, I was unfortunately really not into it. Today, however, I'd love the opportunity to learn about some of these issues, like signing a lease for an apartment, negotiating a salary for a new job, picking a credit card, buying car insurance, and more. These are questions that people our age need to be thinking about, and depending on interests and your priorities, I'd love to organize speakers and workshops to help us get answers to those or other questions about everyday financial issues. Overall, as VP Finance, I promise to be responsible, accountable, and accessible. responsible and accountable by completely fulfilling my duties for this position and our chapter's financial obligations, and accessible by making sure to answer your every question, making our budget a team effort, and finding answers to everyday financial questions. As VP Finance, I truly believe that I can serve and give back to this chapter in exchange for the wonderful experience it has given me. And that is why you should vote for me for VP Finance. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you guys have a great end of the quarter, finals week, everything, and I will see you all in January.